I won my first legal battle with YouTube. I promised everybody I'd give everybody an update. I did in my community page. I wanted to do a real quick follow-up video to that. The year's about to end, and I haven't got a whole lot of videos to show for this month. Although my Andrew Snelling video was really good, it would have made a good ending to a video this year. But I'm hoping to see if I can get more out before then, but I don't know. We'll see how everything goes. If I can't, that'll be fine. I've got a lot planned up for next year anyhow, including working on presently a new model specifically designed to address the so-called heat problem, but that will be something that I will have to publicize later if it pans out, and talk more about that later on down the road. Right now, it's still not complete, although it's getting there. But any given case, I did won my first legal battle. Okay, what happened? I came up with this trailer for a series I'm fixing to do called Erica's Egregious Errors, and and I did a trailer for that, and I usually use music from a site called Pixabay. Now everything on their site is free to use, and it's free to you're allowed to use it because it's all under Pixabay's license. Okay, it qualifies under Pixabay's license. It's completely legal for you to use it. You don't violate anyone's copyright. But some of the things do have a what's called a copyright content ID claim. The only reason that they put this on there is not because they're going to restrict the usage to the point where people can't use it. You can still use it for private and commercial use. You're allowed to do that as long as you follow the Pixabay terms of services. They put that on there in case somebody, well, the claim is in case somebody ends up using it for unjustified reasons. Now, when that happens, unfortunately, because it's copyright content IDs with Google, and Google owns YouTube, it actually flags it whenever you upload a video with this on it. And so when that happens, YouTube puts a content claim on it. It's automatic. The content claim is just it's not the same as a copyright content strike or a copyright strike. It's just means there's a claim of a possible copyright, and it does mean that the owner of the copyright could try to put ads on your video or regulate what content you produce with that video. So in case you suddenly, like for example, monetize that video or something, they're going to know about it. That sort of thing. I usually don't like copyright claims on there either, so I usually go and try to fight them. Now I've succeeded in every single time I fought a copyright claim, except for this time. For some strange reason, this thing pops in to, there's a group on YouTube named uh, cultural machine music or machine culture music, something like that. Cultural machine music, and I think that they are partnered with YouTube. YouTube has a partnership program where someone basically pays for the upgraded version of YouTube, the one you have to actually pay for, and that this with this comes many different perks. But one of them is the fact that they can sit there and remove content on YouTube that they think is violating copyright. Well, that's what they did to mine. They automatically issued what's called a takedown notice, and the video got taken down. And it's automatic. They don't even warn you the video is going to be taken down. They just do it automatically. They take the video down, and so the trailer got taken down, and it's up now, but I'll explain all that in a little bit. But the trailer got taken down, and when that happens, YouTube automatically applies a copyright strike. Now on YouTube, if you get 3 copyright strikes, you're off YouTube completely. Now that's the first copyright strike I've ever gotten. As I've been on YouTube for over 3 years, going on 4 now, fixing to be 4 years, and actually it might actually be 4 years. It's already at the end of December. I'm making this video, and it was at the end of December where my anniversary date is. So I think it has been about 4 years I've been on YouTube, and I have never had a copyright strike up until now. And so I'm sitting there, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I'm trying to fight this thing. Now the copyright strike will only be on there for 90 days. So after 90 days, would have been off. So I had a choice. I could sit there and try to fight it and go through all kinds of legal stuff, or I could say, you know what, this might not even be worth all this trouble. I mean, it's going to be off my YouTube channel in 90 days. How often do I get a copyright strike? I mean, I've been on YouTube for 4 years and never got one. So, I wouldn't have gotten one. And it was just a trailer that they took off. And it was just a trailer. And some of my trailers I just end up taking off anyhow. So, and I would say, how important would this be? And, as time went on, though, I think the principle of the matter is because I was actually in the right. Okay. I was perfectly legal in using that music because that music was coming from a site that has music on there or any material on there that you're allowed to use as long for commercial and private use as long as you use it within Pixabay terms of agreement, which I always do. I follow the terms of agreement to the letter, and so I was perfectly within the right to use that. And I didn't feel like that they had the right to sit there and take it off because it was not copyright. By the way, the people that did the copyright takedown notice thing, the Cultural Machine Music or whoever they are, they're not the owners of the copyright. The owners of the copyright was a different company altogether, and they're the ones who put it on YouTube, so they already knew that I would have a license that's available from Pixabay that shows that this music, this particular song, was indeed covered under the Pixabay license. It's called a license of certificate, is what they call it. A license of certificate. And that legally showed that I actually had a right to use that song in my video, a legal right. So I was 100% in the right. And so, but I didn't know that at the time. I found out this later. But I'm sitting going back and forth, okay, and I'm watching videos on it, and so I decided to sit there and send culture because it has the email address in the thing in my detail box and everything that tells me about the copyright strike, and it has an email for them. And so I sent them an email 3 times, okay, trying to reach out to them. First time I was like, I don't want to go through the legal process, but I will. I was perfectly within my legal rights. Take this down. They never replied. The second time I tried to plead with them to try to take it down. They wouldn't do it. Third time I tried to negotiate with them. I was like, I'll meet you in the middle. I'll sit there. If you sit there, take this back so the copyright strike will leave me, I will just go and take the video down. It's not that important to me. But still, no reply. After 3 no replies, I struggled with it for a little bit longer, found out that there was a license that song has on Pixabay that puts it under the Pixabay's license. And Pixabay allows you to use that content if it is under their terms of agreement, which it is. Like terms of agreement would be like if you were going to use the images have to be a part of something like I do with my thumbnails, where I mix a bunch of images together, cut things out, things like that. And so it's part of a greater work. The song, same thing, it's part of a greater work. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to sell the song. I'm not trying to sell the images, that sort of thing, like in a poster or something. That's basically what the terms of agreement is, and I always follow that to the letter. I don't even monetize my videos, so I mean, I don't even make money off it. So I follow those terms of agreement right down to the letter, and so I have this license of certificate that apparently is acceptable with YouTube. I also found out. So I sent this. I did a counter notification, which, by the way, is a legal process. That's the first step to a legal process, because it is actually a legal process. It's probably the only one that YouTube can actually engage in, because it's a legal process, and according to law, they had 10 days to respond to it. Okay, and the only way to respond to it was with evidence to take me to court, essentially. And of course, I find it kind of hard for them to do that since they're not the original copyright owners anyhow. And from what I understand, the original copyright owners have to actually take you to court, or the original copyright owners have to get somebody to take you to court for them, which they can do, But these guys wouldn't do that because the copyright owners knew that they had put it on Pixabay and that it was under Pixabay license for use. By the way, I saw the same song used in another video too, by the way. So um, next time what I could probably do to avoid this is just simply put the license of certificate that's on file in the detail box or in the description box, and I could put it on file or put it on there, so that way people, and including people that would try to do this kind of thing, know that I actually do have a license of certificate with it. So that would probably be a good idea in the future. But any given case, I sent it to YouTube. YouTube, I didn't expect this to happen because all the videos I saw, there's a possibility that YouTube might reject it if it's not enough information there in the counter notification. But YouTube approved the counter notification within 2 days. It was approved before the end of that weekend. I mean, that's how fast it got approved. And I was actually surprised it got approved right off the bat. I didn't have to worry about being rejected 3 or 4 times or anything like that. It got approved right off the bat. Apparently, that license of certificate ran some miles with YouTube. Well, any given case, it was then forwarded to them. And by the way, during this time, I'm also talking to Team YouTube. Team YouTube is actually the name of the Twitter account for YouTube. It's called Team YouTube. And if you want like customer service done or talk to YouTube, you can hit them through Twitter, what they call X now, but I'm not going to call it X. I'm going to call it Twitter. That's what we've always called it. But anyway, they are called Team. I want to call them Team USA. That's Mighty Ducks. Or no, Team YouTube on Twitter, and they were very helpful with me, going back and forth and discussing it. When I mentioned that I had that counter for notification, I did do a counter for notification. They came back to me and said, yeah, the counter notification was approved and sent to forward it to the claimant. That would be the Cultural Machine Music people. And legally, they had 10 days to respond to the counter notification. Okay, I think they must have took almost every bit of that 10 days because I haven't heard from them for a while. I kept checking every single day. Then finally, next day, no, without warning, but the trailer was up and everything was all good. There was no copyright strike on my account. It was done. I got approved. I don't know if it was because they didn't respond to it or they did and they just took it out. But either way, it means I won. And much more better than me winning is the fact that I stuck by my principles, because I enjoy having all sorts of feedbacks from my supporters. I really appreciate that. I had one saying don't go for it, and then the other one saying go for it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not exactly which one to go do. I'm struggling. I was leaning at the idea of not doing it, not going for it, but I ended up doing it anyhow, and I'm glad I did. I appreciate all you guys' feedback. Thanks for giving it. Uh, don't hesitate to help me out with this again. Um, uh, just because I really do appreciate what you guys think, and the direction that you guys give me. It's really supportive and really helpful. But I was able to win this, and and I was in the right, and I knew I was in the right, and I also knew it was a sacrifice. I talked to my wife about it. I was like, well, they have to come back with evidence that they've taken this to court. And he said, if you've taken it to court, how are we going to afford all that? And so I knew it was a gamble. I knew it was a gamble the moment I did it. In fact, that's probably why it took so long for me to do it, because I knew about the counter notification probably a couple weeks before I actually did it. But the only thing that really prompted me into the counter notification is finding out that they had a license of certificate, because that gives me the legal right to use that music. Yes, it does. And that's what I used. And now, if I had led with that, when I was originally sending it out to the YouTube on the copyright claim, I should have led with the license certificate instead of leading with the other stuff. But I didn't know about the license certificate at the time. Now I do, and I'm probably going to be including that in my description box anytime I use a song from Pixabay, because it will probably likely get flagged, and I might need that license certificate. But in any given case, I just wanted to keep everybody informed and updated. I plan on going through my Erica's egregious error video. I just need to get back on track with that. I'm also doing something with modeling of the a response and a model to the so-called heat problem, to the CPT, that sometimes gets leveled at us. Well, actually, a lot of times it gets leveled at us by critics. It's actually one of the most popular criticisms online momentarily. Uh, and I've been working on a model recently to really deal with that issue and show. Well, I'm not going to give it away yet, but I have to do some more finer points tuning to my model, but it's probably gonna be ready in a few months if everything succeeds and I didn't not go back over everything and I'm criticized it to death myself to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And then I might do a video of it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to present it first in the video or if I'm going to try to write a peer review paper over it. But a paper for peer review at least. Hopefully it will get peer reviewed, and eventually write a book on it. So, but anyway, that's what been working on. I've been really struggling with it. I've had some issues with my computer recently, had to deal with as well. But I hope everybody had a good Christmas. It's after Christmas now, and it's about to be the start of the year. And I thought about doing a behind your scenes video for everybody, first video of the year. I used to do like New Year's resolution videos, and every year it would just kind of help mark the anniversary, because every year, because I know that since my anniversary day is like toward the end of December, like 27th or something like that of December, and that all the that when it gets to the new year, I knew I've already been here, X number of time or whatever, and and so I used to sit there and do that with New Year's resolution. It also gave me a reason to do a whole bunch of updates and what I'm looking forward to in this year and that sort of thing. But I guess at the start of this year, I decided that my New Year's resolution would be that I have no more New Year's resolution videos. So, so I decided to move on to doing some kind of special thing for the first video of the year. And my last video was kind of a nostalgic video where I just kind of looked back on the last 3 years. Now I've got 4 years. I'm not feeling as nostalgic. Um, but I'm thinking maybe of a how-to video, because I don't usually do how-to videos, but I've always wanted to do a how-to video. I think the closest I came to a how-to video was when I had to respond to Erica, and one of the responses was on the fair use law and how all that works, and that sort of thing. That's probably the closest I came to a how-to video, because this is just not the niche that I normally cater to, right? But a lot of people have been watching my videos for the past 4 years. It makes sense that y'all would want to know how I do it. How do I make the thumbnails? How do I do the editing? I think I did show you a little bit editing in one of the videos. Now I'm thinking about it, but how I do the editing, what process do I go through when I'm making my YouTube videos? What kind of research do I do? Just kind of go over the basics of what it's like to make a video. And I thought about making an actual video and then kind of making a video of me making that video and process and show you how I do it, and from start to finish, and editing and that sort of thing, and just kind of give you an idea of how that works. All right, but anyway, let me know in the um, in the comment section if that's something that you guys would like to see as the first video of the year. Apologetics 101, if that's something that interests you, just to kind of see how things, how I do things, how it work, what kind of programs I use to make it happen, and that sort of thing. And it'll be kind of an interesting video to start the year off. But let me know in the comment section, and I will see you on the next one.